Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought today we could do something a little bit different here and actually do a September plan with me. I kind of wanted to plan my month ahead with you guys and talk about some plans that I have for the month ahead. I want to go over all the markets that I'm going to be doing, and I also wanted to kind of do a recap of the past month of August and just kind of have a chat with you guys about how the month went and how much I made and what things worked and what things didn't work. So I thought we could try and make a little bit of a different video today, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I would love to know your feedback on that. So I thought we would start with August. So I wanted to do a little recap with you guys and just tell you how each of them went, how much I made, and just kind of what went right, what went wrong. So just kind of have a chat with you guys. So I had 9 markets planned for the month. That's how many I was booked in for. I ended up not attending every single one of them. There was actually 3 markets that I didn't attend, and I'll chat a little bit more about each of them and why I didn't attend them when I kind of break them down. But out of the 9, 3 I didn't attend. So let's get into it. The first one that I had booked was for the 3rd of August. That was the Ngambie market. That was a brand new market that I hadn't attended before, so it was kind of interesting to see how it was going to go. I know it's more of a touristy town. And also that specific weekend, they were having a 2-day market because the council was also having like a winter festival. So they kind of expanded it to be the 2 days. It was a beautiful location. It was really nice vibe and nice people. So it was really good. Market itself was a lot smaller than I expected, but it was still a pretty good day. And I'm just checking here how much I made. So total what we made that day was $426. I'll keep a little running total here so you guys can see like overall how much I made. But that day we made 426, which is pretty good. Like, it's pretty average. I was pretty happy with that. I didn't really have any expectations. So then the next day we were also booked in for Ngambie, but as I explained in the last video, we actually had a change of plan and happened to be attending the A+ market instead, which was lovely. And I'm so excited we were able to do that because I love that market to death. So that was really exciting. So that was on the 4th of August, the next day. And the reasoning for choosing to go to that market rather than stay and do the Ngambie one was just simply that it's a Melbourne market, and anywhere in Melbourne, I will probably make more money than any regional town market that I attend here. So for me, it was an easy choice. When we were given the opportunity to go, I was in, that was it. And also, like, although I knew for sure we were going to be making more money the A+ market, I also was trying not to have too much high expectations because this was the 3rd time we attended. And although the very first time we did really well, like I was really happy. The second time we made a lot less than the first time. So I was trying to keep my expectations in check so that I wasn't disappointed. At the end of that market, we ended up with $1,047. So really good turnout for like a last minute booking in a market that I wasn't planning on going to. So I was pretty happy with that. So then the next Saturday, the next weekend, we had Violet Town, which is my sort of regular market. It's one that I consistently do well in sales, and we've been going there since 2020. So it's a really great market. And although it is great, and although it's one of my regular markets, we have been seeing a steady decline in sales. I don't know if it's just the economy or if it's winter. In winter, we usually do go down in sales at that market as well. We have been making consistently around $800 at that market for this winter, and so we did around that. So we did 861 at the Violet Town market, which was really good, and I was really happy about that. It was nice and average, so what I was expecting. Next Saturday after that, so I didn't have anything on the Sunday after Violet Town. The next Saturday I had the Euroa market booked, and we didn't end up going to that one because it was raining. So it was really bad rainy day then, and you guys know that I don't bother going to markets when it's raining, not only because a lot of people don't come, you know, no one's going to be there to buy stuff, but also I don't want to damage my stuff. All my products are in paper cards and stuff like that, so it's not really worth it for me to go when the weather conditions are not right, and we will see there's a theme on weather happening this month. So unfortunately we couldn't go to the Royal Market, which I still haven't gone yet. It would have been my first time there, so I don't have anything to say as if it was going to be a good market or not. But last month we couldn't go either because it was raining as well, so just really bad luck for this market. But anyway, the Sunday after that was the Yakandanda market, which is another regular one of mine, and which I was kind of worried about how the weather was going to go, but it was nice and sunny and it was a really good day. Good sales as well. It was kind of average for what I usually make there in winter, which was $415. So I was pretty happy with that. It was nice and average, and it was what I was expecting from it. So the weekend after, then we had my own market on the Saturday, the cows market. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you haven't seen any of my videos, I run my own market. It's lovingly called the Cows Market, but it stands for Creatives of Wangaratta and Surrounds. And it's just a small indoor market that I run myself. So I do technically have not just the income of sales. So I run it and I also have a stall there. But because we take bookings for the markets ahead of time, I don't actually have all the income from this month's stall holders coming in this month, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to count that here with you guys as actual income for this month, because a lot of the bookings were made in other months. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I made for the actual sales, my own sales, which was $231. So very average for that market. It's still a very small market, so I don't have really high expectations. It's kind of more doing it for the fun of it and for trying to start something in my community. I'm not running it for the profits. So the 231, I'm still really happy with that outcome. So it was a really good day. The next day, Sunday, the 25th, I did have another market booked in Finley, which is about an hour and a half drive from me here. It was also an indoor market, but it was again one that I didn't attend because on that day we had really severe thunderstorm warnings for that whole day. So I kind of was umming and ahhing about whether to go or not, and I really didn't want to kind of get stuck there if, the thunderstorms were really bad, or kind of get caught in it while I was driving. So it was a bit of a hard decision, but I decided not to go in the end. I was really looking forward to it, and I'm really bummed that I missed out. But I just don't think anyone would have come to a market during a thunderstorm. I think I would have gone and done all that effort for not that many sales. So unfortunately I didn't go that day, but I did have it booked. Next weekend, the Friday the 30th and Saturday the 31st, I had the Shepparton City Winter Market, I think it's called, booked, which is a great market. I've been going there since 2021. I think they have it 3 or 4 times a year, and it's always a really, really good market. However, we had a really bad experience at that market earlier this year. I'll pop the video here for you guys to have a look if you haven't watched it yet. But essentially that day was really, really windy, and we had an awful experience that we had to leave early because all of our stuff was flying around, and I thought I was putting myself and my customers in a really dangerous position by staying. So anyway, we ended up leaving early, and so I was really excited to go back again after having that bad experience, because I was really excited to kind of have another memory attached to it that wasn't that bad. But unfortunately, the night before, I was all ready to go. I had been restocking all my daisies, and I worked for 2 days straight, trying to make as much as possible for the market. And on the night before, I checked the weather, because I always keep checking everything, and all of a sudden they had this wind warning, and I wasn't expecting that at all. So I was kind of a bit shocked. And then once I looked more into it, it was kind of the same kind of thing that was going to happen. It was predicted to happen, the same thing that happened when we were there for the other market. I don't know what bad luck, what happened that in the universe that on the same day at the same market, the same thing was predicted to happen. So I kind of went into this, kind of had all these flashbacks of how bad I felt that day and how anxious I was the entire time. I just kind of freaked out and had a little panic attack, because I really didn't want to be in that situation again. And I remember thinking when that happened the first time, telling myself no amount of money is worth this much stress, because I was just so stressed that something was going to happen, that my marquee was going to fly off, that I was going to hurt customers, things were flying around and breaking. It was just horrible, and I couldn't, pay attention to the customers. I couldn't serve them the way that I wanted, so it ended up being horrible, and I really didn't want to go through that again. And it would just sucked because, like I said, I did work a lot in trying to restock a bunch of stuff for that, specifically for that market. And I also had accommodation booked for me and my mum for that night because it was a 2-day market. So it was just kind of a shit show, to be honest. But I had to make the decision, and I really couldn't put myself in that position again. So decided not to go. I'll talk about the September markets in the next Plan With Me video, but I did also have another market the day after on the Sunday. Technically it was in September, so I don't really want to talk about it too much here, but I just wanted to go anyway, just to kind of not have in my head that the wind is going to ruin my market day. And surprise, surprise, it did. I had another really bad experience. I had to leave early again. My displays fell again and broke, so it wasn't a good time. So it just, just to kind of wrap up, this decision to not go, that's why I decided not to go. And having that experience the day after made me realize that yes, I did the right thing, and that it's never a good time when it's going to be that windy and when the gusts are going to be so strong. So that's August for you guys. And so the total, like adding up everything of the markets that I did go, the total that we got to this month was $2,980 for the month, which is not bad, but a little disappointing, as I really thought I could make a lot more because I had so many markets booked, but unfortunately weather and things like that weren't really in my favor this month. So that really sucks, and it's really disappointing because I know that I could have sold a lot more. But I was overall happy with August. It is, in the middle of winter, so it's not bad for winter sales. I still was able to go to most markets, so I'm happy with that. And I also tried to not spend too much in sort of reinvesting back in the business, so that way I didn't have a lot of expenses, and then it kind of balanced out. Before we go into the September actual plan with me, I would love to know what you guys thought about getting this information about all my markets and how much I made. Do you guys want to know about expenses, about how much the stall fees are for each event, so you can really understand if the markets were worth it or not? Or what other information would you guys like to see when I kind of wrap up my income for the month? I would love to know what else you guys want to know, so please let me know in the comments. And so let's get into September. Okay, so let's talk about September. Let's plan the month together, and let me tell you exactly which markets I'm going to be attending this month. So September, I have a total of 8 markets booked. Now that August has finished, I'm kind of a little bit worried about the weather because I had to attend a lot of them because of weather. So I'm really hoping that the weather does get better this month, because most of my markets are outdoors. So I'm really, really hoping that I can actually attend every single one. That would be my goal, but we'll have to see how the weather goes and if it cooperates. But let's start with the Chiltern market. As I've already said a little bit earlier, I've already done that market. So as you guys will be watching this video, I've already attended the market. It was a really good market, but like I said, really, really windy that day, and it ended up having to leave a little bit earlier than I planned. But it was an interesting market. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but sales were pretty good. So I had kind of the goal to make, I guess, around $400, and I made, I think, almost $500. But I'll tell you guys exactly how much in my next Plan With Me video, where I'll go over every single September market and how much I made. Then next Saturday, this Saturday coming up, we have the Nagambie market again. I'm really interested in going there to see how the sales are in a day where they don't have this other festival going, because it is a little bit far from here. It's about an hour and a half. So if it's not worth it this second time, then I won't look into going anymore, I don't think, just because of the distance. But if it is sort of consistent sales, then it is worth going. So we'll see how that goes. And plus, I think I mentioned in another video, the organizer actually gave us a credit because we didn't go on the Sunday, so we won't have to pay for market stall fee this time, which is always good. And yeah, so then the next day we have the On the Border market, and that's in Wodonga. And I'm never super excited about the market because I don't sell as much as I always think I will, because Wodonga is such a bigger city compared to where I live that I'm always expecting to have such bigger sales, and I never do. I don't know why. And I've found a lot of people have that same experience, that they don't sell as much as in that market as they think they will. And I honestly don't know why, because it's kind of in the middle of the city. A lot of people attend. So anyway, but it's still a good enough market to go. So I'm hoping that is a really good day as well. My goal there would be to, try and make at least $400-$500. I think that would be really good. Then on the 14th, we have Violet Town, which is my regular market, hoping to have, good sales there as well, hoping the weather keeps up because that one, we are pretty exposed to the elements there. And then on the 15th, we have the Akadanda market. Again, one of my regulars, and usually make around 400 there as well. Then on the 21st, we have a new market that I haven't been to before. It's called the Bailey's Market in Glenrowan, and that's really close here to me. So it will be really interesting to see how that one goes. It's at a winery, and I've heard a few people talk about it. So hopefully it turns out really, really good. So I'm excited for that. And then the weekend after is actually a public holiday on the Friday. And so we're going to be doing the Millawa market on the Friday, the 27th. And that's an indoor market, and I've been to that one before. It's not crazy sales. I think last time I did around 300 to 400. But it is an indoor market, so we can go ahead no matter the weather, and it's really close by. So for me, it's always good. And then the next day we have my own market, the Cows Market, and that wraps up September in markets. Now I thought I would kind of talk to you guys about some goals that I'm having for September. I want to set a few goals and then the next month kind of go over them and see if I've reached them, what went wrong, why I didn't do that. I thought that might be something really interesting for us to do together. So I've kind of thought about 3 different goals that I would like to have this month in September. So the first one is getting back into making more stuff. So I've kind of been very unmotivated, and I've chatted to you guys about that because just sales have been down. And so for me to spend a lot of time, hand making a lot of products for them to just kind of sit there or not sell is really disappointing and unmotivating. So I haven't been doing that, but I kind of been getting that itch to make new things. And so my goal this month is to really get back into making some new things and being more creative, getting some new ideas. I kind of thought I might make some stuff for Halloween, which is exciting. There's a lot of ideas that I could work with. There's so many cutters that I have that I haven't even tried yet. But I think if I do decide to go down that way, I want to make not super Halloween themed, just Halloween adjacent. So that way I can still sell them even when it's not Halloween. So instead of like pumpkins or whatever, I might make mushrooms or, more foresty things, which can be sold year round. And then that way I kind of, break that cycle of making things and then not have them sell. So that's my first goal. The second one this month would be to do over 3K in sales at the markets. I would love to go over what I made in August and make a little bit more. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself, but I would love to slowly increase my sales each month, and leading towards Christmas now, hopefully that does happen. But yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to chat with you guys at the end of this month, the start of next month, and see if I did reach it or if I didn't and what happened there. And then the last thing that I wanted to kind of have as a goal this month is to be as consistent as I can with my uploading YouTube videos. I know you guys have commented so much when I took my break that you guys missed me and you missed the videos and you really were kind of worried about where I was and why I wasn't posting, and that was really lovely. And I guess I thought coming back that I would still be having the same amount of views and the same amount of comments and stuff like that, but YouTube algorithm has kind of punished me in a way for, you know, taking that break and is not showing my videos to as many people as before, which is really unfortunate. But I want to try and be consistent like I was being before, and hopefully that will feed the algorithm and tell YouTube that I am a consistent uploader and that I do have videos each week for you guys. And this is why I'm trying to diversify the kind of content that I'm having so that it can be easier for me as well, not having to edit as long and that kind of stuff. So my last goal for the month is to upload every single week on the Wednesday, and we'll check back and see how I did with all these goals and just kind of have a chat about it, see what worked, what didn't work, and kind of go from there. I would love to know if you guys think that that's interesting, or if there's something else you'd like to see me kind of be accountable for each month. I think that would be something really fun and something that I would like to see from other makers. And I definitely watch videos when other people talk about end of year goals and stuff like that. So I think monthly goals would be something really interesting to do. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and appreciate all the love that you guys always send my way. Thank you so much for watching the video and for supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do, and like the video if you enjoyed this kind of content so I know what you guys like and what I can make more of. And please leave a comment on what you think I missed or what you thought was the most interesting part of the video. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.